Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, James the Squirrel, and I'm here with Nicky V. And today we will be mourning the passing of the greatest soul and all in wrestling, Dale.
Daryl Takahashi.
Rip.
His life was tragically cut short when Bad Luck Fale was about to attack him, and he exploded himself out of sheer cowardice.
That is not true. He was ripped to shreds. That poor defenseless little
He
cat.
he he ripped himself apart so that he wouldn't have to deal with Bad Luck Fale.
No, no, no. Bad Luck Fale
This is the
clearly
part where
attacked
you
him.
say, "Will you stop?"
No. The poor little cat that didn't
I
deserve that at
know.
all.
No,
Anyway, the G1
if
has been
if there's
amazing.
anything if there's anything that's going to get me to stay with New Japan, it's the idea that Hiromu Takahashi is about to fucking John Wick the entire Bullet Club.
Yes.
Like ticking time bomb is about to go boom, and it's gonna
Yes.
be good.
But by the way, I have everyone should watch the Michael Elgin Kenny Omega from the G1. Oh my god, that match is amazing, making the rest of
Yeah,
us
I'm gonna
look
catch up on
bad.
G1. I'm gonna catch up on some G1 matches today because I got a
Yes.
little time before work after this. But
Speaking of which,
in
I
that
did
time, we
link
also have
that
to
to
talk
you.
about NXT. Yes, you did. But we also have some NXT to talk about, and NXT this week was all right. Like if I had a friend who came up to me and asked, "Hey, Nikki, I'm looking to get into wrestling. What would you recommend I watch?" Yeah, I probably wouldn't say episode 403 of NXT.
Yeah, I would say, hey, go watch either just go watch these matches from the G1. I'm gonna keep
Anyway,
talking about it. It's good. It's good wrestling, unlike
I
what we're
know,
getting at
I know you're
WWE
gonna
at the
keep
moment.
talking about. I know you're gonna keep talking about it.
The main event of a
Anyway,
WWE
and
pay per view wasn't even a star. It got like three
okay,
quarters of
so
a star.
the star rating came in for that pay per view. I am shocked.
I'm not.
No. I am shocked that John Cena and Rusev got 3 stars.
It was a passable match with just a few
That
stupid
was a
moments.
dud. That was a dud if I ever saw one.
Well, flag
That
matches are duds, period.
exactly.
The wrestling in it, though, was decent to good. It's just, it was hampered by a shit stipulation. Like, I'm fine.
Rusev,
I'm fine
Rusev's
if they
good.
have like flag matches on Raw at like Fourth of July and such, because that's like it's not going to interfere with my pay per view enjoyment.
Sure,
Yeah, like having
but
a once off thing at like Fourth of July, that kind of thing, that is fine.
mm-hmm.
Hmm. Anyway,
Yes, they should have done.
eh,
Like that match should have been on Cena's return match, like on the 4th of July SmackDown.
yeah, and then have a Rusev versus Cena match normal at the pay per view. Rusev wins.
Something
Rusev
like that,
loses
sure.
the flag match on Cena's return, which was 4th of July. He faces him at the pay per view, actually beats him in a legit match.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go with NXT now.
Yes,
So our first match, Ember Moon versus Lady Tapa.
Lady Topper is a former TNA wrestler.
Yes, and she's also a former MMA fighter and a female football player.
Yes, and she was treated
And
like shit.
well, okay, so they actually mentioned that she had a bit of a pedigree, but they didn't actually mention what that pedigree was. So I looked it up. Her uncle is the Barbarian.
Ah.
Yeah, that's where these Eastern or these Pacific Islanders coming into into WWE. Like every single goddamn one of them has a family member who was in WWE at some point before.
Give it a year or so, and you'll see the Gorillas of Destiny show up, and then we'll be really confused because then we'll have 3 people who look like an Uso.
Hey, Chad, fuck you.
They'll never make it to WWE because they swear far too much.
Never, never. But so anyway, like Tapa got a couple of good like she came out strong at the beginning. Like she like was taking it to Ember for about 30 seconds, and then Ember
Then,
came back,
yeah,
and then Ember came back, and then beat her up a bunch, and then hit the Eclipse. Also, I want to talk about her entrance real quick.
yeah.
Like I sent you a picture of like Ember Moon right in the middle of her intro, and they had this red light on her, and she looked fucking terrifying. Like it,
Yeah, but for
basically
the
all you
wrong reasons.
okay, but
In my
it's at
opinion,
least
it looks stupid as fuck.
like all you can see is her eyes and her smile, and like everything else is like a red face shaped outline. And like you know what? At least it seems like they're trying to go forward with the whole I'm a spoopy whoopy person.
And then she cut a promo, and that promo was shit.
I wouldn't say it was shit.
It was shit, and you know it.
I don't know what you mean. Like it was fine. I'm not gonna say it was shit,
Like,
but she basically got on the mic and said that she wants Asuka at Brooklyn and that she'll give Asuka all the competition she wants.
you already
And
lost
yeah,
to her.
yeah, but this is supposed to be like her redemption, like her fighting back, her coming from like the crushing disappointment of both losing here and being not on the card at Chicago, and just like, oh, this
Mm.
is her seminal moment.
So, so that match got announced later on in the show. We can just say that now because it makes sense to say it now. And they
Hmm.
also said Asuka will be returning next week. Yay!
Cool. Here's my
And
question. What do you think are the chances that they actually put the title on Ember Moon?
either she's winning it at the takeover, or Asuka is going to the main roster with it because the dirt sheets are saying we're getting another superstar shakeup.
Okay, I think Asuka is staying in NXT for a few more
I
months,
don't think so.
maybe until the Royal Rumble, so that she could be a surprise appearance entrant in the Women's Rumble, and Ember Moon will get called up during the shakeup. Because there's like plenty of women right now on the NXT roster who aren't winning the title, and they've had plenty of shots, and we've seen that they aren't going to win the title.
There's a
Like
problem with that
Ember,
though.
hmm.
Ember Moon's too green. Not in the ring.
No,
Don't get me wrong.
she is
No,
not. Don't
in
even start.
in the ring, she's perfectly fine. I agree with you. She could be on main roster, but her gimmick involves her being quite dominant, and she has to be somewhat decent on the mic. If she goes up now, she's gonna flounder.
Mm. Well, what else is she supposed to do in NXT? Just like
Oh,
wait until like
win the title or
like
get the
wait,
title somehow and hold it for a while and do some mic work.
I don't think that needs to happen. Like
I
like
still stand by
there
the.
have been
I still.
there have been plenty of women who were green in NXT who got called up, and they basically threw them into the fire and they worked, okay? Nia Jax has gotten way better over the last several months. Alexa Bliss is like one of the top 5 women in the
Alexa
company,
Bliss was good
and
on
neither of those
NXT.
she was good, but in the ring she was just
Not really. She was like decent to good
she
in
was
the ring and really good on the mic.
bad.
And now she's
Yeah, now
really,
like
really good on the mic and good to really good in the ring.
she's good in the ring now, but before then she was like passable in NXT. She just had that really good like mic work.
Mm.
I say like with how low on depth they are in NXT or on the main roster right now, like they
They're not
need
low on
somebody.
depth.
Okay, how many women do they have on Raw besides the ones who are going to be like in the main title picture?
But when they
Mickey
only when
James is non-existent. Dana Brooke is a prime example of what you're talking about with her not being ready, and the rest of them are what? Uh, Emma, who gets nothing, and like Alicia Fox, who
and you're asking for someone who can take that main roster spot and be a credible threat. That isn't Ember Moon at the moment.
I think that she can be.
Oh yeah, she can be, but not right now. She still needs more time. Hell, I would put
And
Kairi Hojo ahead of her.
if she comes up to, or if she stays in NXT right now, all she's going to be doing is just spinning her wheels until they finally do eventually call her up. Like she
That's what
has.
Asuka's doing right now. All she's doing is holding that NXT women's belt out and beating
At
people.
least there's a story to that. At least there's a story of her like she's become so dominant in NXT that she's already broken like every record that they have involving titles and winning streaks. She's the most dominant woman that they've ever had in the sport.
Yeah,
Like
and that's why she should move up. What has Ember done? She's had a couple of matches where she's won. Then she's had a shot at the title and lost convincingly. There's two options for her. If she loses again
that's
against,
revisionist history. That is revisionist history. She was not handily lost. Like she was Asuka's biggest competition.
and she still lost. If she doesn't win at
Not
Takeover,
handily,
let me
like you're saying.
finish. If she doesn't win at the Takeover, she's just as good as every other woman on the NXT roster. Not as good as Asuka.
Wow, you sound like Triple H right now. Like she's just not ready for prime time.
Oh no,
B
she's
plus plus.
close. Yes, Triple H, who's over talking. I'm stating that I believe she is not ready yet. Asuka is ready. Why would you put someone up who isn't ready, Eddie, when you have people who are ready to go up? I'm also stating that people who we haven't seen much, i.e., Kyrie Hojo and Crazy Mary Dobson, they could also go up if you want to give that middle card women's division a push. But you don't really need that because there's only one belt in the women's division per show, by the way.
Yeah.
And
All
also
right.
with that superstar shakeup that I mentioned, we could also be seeing some of the bigger name SmackDown ones moved over. But also they've also stated they might move some people from the main roster back down to NXT, i.e., people like uh,
Emma again.
well, no, not Emma. What's her name? Dana Brooke.
Okay, that would actually make a lot of sense.
Move her
So
down, have
anyway,
her be there. But like now, here's the question that was trying to get around to. If if Oscar wins, other than going to main event, what do what's the next step? So either she wins the belt and she's got no one to face because she's beaten everyone, and it's either she has
yeah,
no one to face, is or they debut Kairi Hojo and those two go on a feud, which I love by the way, but you can't do the whole like the only way they do that is if Kairi is going to 100% sign and wins the Mae Young Classic.
Kyrie has already signed.
I wasn't sure if that was she has signed and it's just for the Mae Young Classic or not.
No. When they talk about like the signing about people, like
They
because this was the same issue that was going on with Kota Ibushi. Like they like if he was going to like sign full time, he would have won the tournament. But like he
yeah,
didn't.
that
But
anyway.
no. Kyrie Sane has signed. So like yeah, I was about to say like you can't say that they don't have like any competition left when we're bringing in this huge field of women to compete with her.
I don't think a lot of the people from the women's, from what I've heard it's not looking good for the women's division with that tournament.
And why do you say that?
A lot of, from what I've been hearing, a lot of the matches were terrible.
Oh dear.
And when I say terrible, I mean, you know, like the ones we've seen, the preliminaries, like that terrible. Not counting people
Hmm.
like people who can put on really good matches like Kyrie and such. Those people, they put on decent matches and such. We expect that. But a lot of the other ones were like, wow, that was very bad.
Oh dear.
Yes. So
All right.
when I see that, like 32, is it 32 women? I think it is. Yeah. When it's like that, I just look at that and I go, okay, most of you aren't gonna show up on like even NXT. For like
Well,
some might get put
even
into.
with the Cruiserweight Classic, like there was only like maybe like half the field did not sign uh with NXT.
Hmm.
Like even like just now we're starting to get some of them showing up. Like Raul Mendoza is just now starting to pop up on NXT TV. Like Fabian Eichner is just now signing with NXT and like reporting to the Performance Center. Like
Oh yeah, like
like a lot
I'm
of
not saying that.
the ones who are like lesser known are probably going to end up in the Performance Center.
What I was meaning was, I think a lot of these aren't going to be showing up anytime soon.
I think we'll get some,
I think we'll
but
get
like
like
yeah,
6 at the most that'll show up in the next like 3 months, 6 months.
I think we'll get a few more than that. Because okay, just off the top of my head, Kyrie, um, Shayna Blazer, like she's
Not counting people who
seen.
have already debuted on NXT already,
Okay,
like Mary Dobson and
Jazzy
such.
Gabbert. I fucking love Jazzy Gabbert. From what I've seen of her, like she's good.
Is that the hair
Like she's
whip
basically
girl?
no, that's Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Jazzy Gabbert is that German like alpha female.
Ah, oh, her.
Yeah, basically for those who don't know, real life Zarya from Overwatch or Zarya.
Wait. Oh, I get what you mean now. She's not the voice of Zarya. She looks like Zarya.
Yeah, she's super fucking strong.
Which they
Who else?
kind
Who
of
else? Piper
need
Nevin.
because they've got like Dana Brooke, who kind of is jacked. I do
Yeah,
like,
she's strong, but she's clean. Like
yeah,
Jazzy is there.
I
Jazzy could be on main roster tomorrow.
yeah, I like the fact that WWE are now booking, not booking, like hiring more women with different body shapes and such instead of all
Mm.
super thin supermodels.
Yeah. Who else could show up? I've heard some good things about Princess Shigeta.
Can't say anything about that. I don't know her.
She's the Mexican luchadora.
Ah, uh, I think like any of the girls from
Oh yeah, Candice LeRae's too. So her.
yeah, and one of the girls from WCPW could go main. The not Viper, the other one. Viper could go to NXT and do some fun stuff.
Oh yeah, but she's Piper Nevin now.
Yeah, Piper Nevin. Yeah. Um. Anyway, let's move on
Anyway,
to the
so they
next
did a
thing.
creepy ass Aleister Black promo. That was a thing.
He is so ready for main.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really take away anything from this. It was just kind of like, ooh.
This is the kind of thing I would expect for him if he was like if that popped up on main roster. But I'd prefer him to just show up instead of have
Sure,
vignettes.
right. I agree with that. Then we had a tag team match. The Authors of Pain, or at least an announced tag team match. We had the Authors of Pain versus David Ramos and Timothy Bumpers.
That is an odd
Timothy
name.
Bumpers sounds like a yeah. I was about to say that sounds like a kayfabe corner name.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Timothy Peters, fake, real. Oh,
oh.
okay.
Anyway,
So yeah, this match was announced, and the authors start coming out, and Nikki Cross shows up on the ramp in front of the authors,
I love Nikki
and
Cross by the
then
way. She
she's
she is
so
my
good.
spirit she is my spirit animal now.
It's my animality. Then Dane and Wolf popped up and attacked Bumpers and Ramos, and then Sanity threw them out, and then the authors stormed the ring, brawled with Sanity, and then Sanity got packed.
Mhm. But that's fine.
So
Like Sanity are gonna win those titles, not through normal means. They're gonna win them because it's sanity, not because they're stronger than
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they held Eric Young off of TV until like right when until Brooklyn.
mm,
Because I think that we're getting like Sanity versus the authors, and I think they're gonna hold uh, Eric Young off TV until then, so that when he shows up, like he can like surprise the authors, and they'll pick up the win that way.
yeah. And then offers
Which
go to
that's
main roster and decimate one of the tag team divisions.
yeah, my money's on SmackDown because they
Same.
need more heels.
I was gonna say a New Day beat like New Day beat the Usos, and then Authors of
They
Pain
just
show
did
up
that.
next day. No, no, I mean at SummerSlam.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like they were. I thought you meant
They
that they would take the
defend.
titles off of Usos. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they would
So yeah,
defend their titles against the Usos. Then the Authors of Pain would show up and wreck the New Day's shit.
sure,
Hmm.
that works for me. All right. So then we had another Street Profits Snapchat video.
Ugh.
Like these are fine, but I'm just ready for them to like they seem like they have some good chemistry, so that's good at least. But like at this point, I just want to see them in the ring.
I like them. Their in ring work. I have a feeling they're going to be decent on the mic. It's just, I give no shits for this gimmick.
Yeah, the Snapchat thing, like maybe this is just me being like angry man shaking my fist at Cloud, but I, like the Snapchat thing doesn't really do anything for me, and I just kind of want to see them in the ring already.
It's because
Which
we're
we're probably gonna
old
have to wait until.
men. And we're not even that old.
Eh,
Don't get
maybe thank you.
Snapchat or like I understand Twitter because it's simple. You 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 send a message to someone. You either send a message out to the ether talking about yourself or promoting a video you've done, or you're sending a message to someone you know or you admire. With Snapchat,
Yeah,
it's like, I'm taking photos. Look,
yeah,
filters.
it's weird, but yeah, but we're probably gonna have to wait another couple of weeks because they're probably not gonna debut until after
Yeah, there's no point.
Takeover.
There's, I could see them debuting at Takeover, but in one of those dark matches that airs the next week.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, so then we see No Way Jose coming to the ring, and hey, remember last week when you couldn't pronounce Thea Trinidad?
Thea Trinidad.
Yeah, they fixed that problem.
Mm,
She has a new name now.
yeah.
It's
What?
Zolina Vega.
Ah!
I've heard better.
I've heard worse though.
Yeah, yeah. Remember how much shit we gave Killian Dane at first? Remember how much shit we gave
That
Alistair Black at first?
Well, that's because both of them were well-established people that we knew fairly well. Tommy and Big Damo just work.
Well established is a strong word for Damo. Like that's just because we watched WCBW. Like
He was well
outside of
established in the
that,
British scene.
mm, anyway. But yeah,
I'm not wrong about
so
Tommy End though.
Zelina Vega. Oh yeah, Tommy End was very well known. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Zelina Vega comes up to No Way Jose, and he's walking into the arena, and Vega says that Jose lit a fire under Almas that Jose couldn't dance around. Oh, it was okay. Like I get the feeling, like if you look at this straight through kayfabe, it looked like Jose didn't know who she was, because she looked like just a normal person.
From
Like she didn't even look that much like the person that was ringside with Andrade.
yeah, from a kayfabe standpoint, I would have been like, "And you are
Who are you? Do you want an autograph? Do you want to dance?
just
I do that a lot.
no. I would have had a like 10 by 8 of myself just sitting in my bag ready for that scene. Unzip my bag, pull out the 10 by 8 and a pen, and go. Would you like an autograph? Would you like me to sign an autograph for you?
I would have. That would have been funny, but I would have really liked it if like while Vega is talking to him, like his hips just start shaking uncontrollably, like he's wanting to dance, but he just like, oh, I must stop dancing.
Uh,
Hmm. No way, Jose is gonna be fine.
yeah,
Next up.
he's going to be a decent mid carder.
hmm Next up, we have Patrick Clark versus Cesar Bononi. We're getting a lot of Cesar lately.
Yeah, he's a
Um,
decent jobber who can put on a decent match.
yeah, you know what? I've seen worse.
For
Also,
now,
why does
for now I see that as his job until he's given a full-on character gimmick.
sure. Why does Patrick Clark have a gigantic lump on his chest? Did you notice this?
No, I did not.
Like when he was doing his intro, he like on his left pec, I want to say. Like it looked like half of his pec was just like bulging out. Like not like a muscle thing, like it looked like a tumor,
That might be
like a
something
gigantic tumor.
that might be something similar to what Adam Cole had a while back.
Was it like a mastectomy or something?
It's just a growth that you can get from like trauma.
Mm.
Some of them are just like tiny, insignificant things. Others are like Adam Cole's, a giant lump on your head that are
Oh
literally
dear.
nothing. It's nothing.
Okay. Well, yeah, go back and look at it and you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks weird, but at the same time, it might have just been the lighting because I
Mm,
couldn't see it in any other shots. So, this was an okay, like, enhancement talent match. Like, Bonani got a couple of really nice looking spots. Like he had this one atomic drop that like he's like hit it, and Clark just went flying into the turnbuckle, bounced right back off of it, and Cesar hit a drop kick and then a Falcon Arrow, and quite a nice sequence.
mm,
Like I wouldn't be shocked if like I don't know a couple months from now. Like they could take Cesar off TV for a few, and then he comes back as like the muscle for a faction.
yeah.
That could work.
There needs to
So
be a new
anyway,
faction once Sanity disappears.
sure, I'm all in favor of more factions.
Looks over
It
at
it clearly hasn't.
looks over at
I was
New
about to
Japan.
say it clearly hasn't hurt New Japan.
Half their
So
roster is
yeah, Clark.
factions.
Like literally, everybody's split up into like 5 groups, 6 if you count the Bullet Club Hunters, which nobody counts the Bullet Club Hunters.
Or Yoshitatsu, actually.
Yoshitatsu, Billy Gunn,
That's
and
it.
yeah, that's it.
Captain New Japan was a part, but he defected and went over to Bullet Club as Bone Soldier, then got beat the living hell out of by
Captain
Kenny Omega.
fucking New Japan. Captain fucking New Japan. That
Alicia
is his claim to fame.
Fox.
Yeah. To be fair, has anybody ever actually seen Noam Dar and Finn Balor in the same room at the same time?
I haven't seen them in the same ring together.
So, yeah, Clark hit his rolling Death Valley bomb, which is one of my favorite moves in WWE today. Like that move is
Yeah,
fucking cool.
yeah, it's cool.
Like, yeah, and then he hit
If you
his
can't do
finisher.
a if you can't do a burning
Hmm?
hammer, do that.
Yeah, it's like a rolling burning hammer or
Mm.
rolling hammer. I don't know. So then he went to the top rope, did a little dick wiggle, very nice, and and then he hit his finisher. I can't remember the name of this move. Come on, help me out here.
Chocolate rain.
No, that wasn't it. It was you're on the right track, but it's something else.
The Rainmaker.
You're close. You're at the right ballpark, but there's something else to it.
The fuck Nicky V in the
Oh.
ass with a provocation stick.
Okay, now we're getting farther away. Um. Oh yeah, the Purple Rainmaker.
Lag.
Mm.
I want to point something out. If Okada was ever, I'm saying like dream moment, how you make a dream moment with him coming to WWE is number 30, his music hits, done.
They're not gonna let him use the Rainmaker because it's already the name of Patrick Clark's finisher.
No, Patrick Clark will never make it to the main roster. He lies vigorously through his teeth.
If Elias Sampson can make it to the main roster, I'm betting Patrick Clark can.
The only reason Elias Sampson is doing decent at the moment is because he's being paired up with with Finn.
With
Well,
Balor.
Finn, yeah. Basically, he's with Balor at the moment because Balor has nothing to do, and that's what's keeping him on main roster at the moment.
You know what's fucked up? He technically won his feud. He won the blow off match with Finn Balor.
I know, and it annoys me to no end.
Oh man. Wow. So he hits the Purple Rainmaker, gets the win, got interviewed after the match, said he wouldn't do the interview in front of the ugliness of the NXT universe. Yes, it's good. Very
Meh.
good. He's doing his gimmick quite well, I
Oh
think.
yeah, he's doing his
He's
gimmick fine. It's just refusing to do an interview does not mean you have good mic skills.
if you can do it in a charismatic way, then it's fine. That that accomplishes the same goal as doing the interview, but just doing it in your kayfabe way. It's
Mm-hmm.
fine. So next up was that Regal thing where they announced Asuka Ember. Yay! Then highlight of the night, I would say,
Go
the Drew
on.
McIntyre in.
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah. That was good.
Yeah, like it was a Drew McIntyre in ring promo. He talks about how like his time back in NXT or not NXT on the main roster in like what 2010 ish.
Yeah.
Like how he came up and was like the chosen one, and he was all entitled. And it wasn't until he left that he realized he needed to be the hardest worker in the room and all that good stuff. And he says that Bobby Roode isn't entitled to a goddamn thing, and and NXT belongs to the people. He told everybody in the arena to stand up and the people at home to stand up and get on their feet, and that this isn't his NXT. We are NXT.
I thought it was "This is our
Very
NXT," making a reference to what Triple H said.
yeah, like I think he said we are NXT for the same reason.
Basically, he is massively over. Like, I see him, I see Bobby losing his belt at the takeover and going to Raw or SmackDown.
That that's fair.
I could see either one, and I could see him going after either title. Oh,
Yeah,
now,
he could.
oh god, now I want AJ versus Rude.
I think that would be wonderful.
It's
But
funny.
yeah,
I find it amazingly funny that the SmackDown side could become, oh look, it's TNA with Jinder Mahal as the champion.
we've got John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura fighting for the right to face Jinder Mahal.
Whoever wins that match is
I want
beating
out of
Jinder.
I want out of this bizarro world, please.
This is darkest timeline shit right here.
No, it's darkest timeline shit if Cena goes Super Cena on Shinsuke.
Yeah, honestly, I see Shinsuke beating Cena because Cena at the moment has been a lot more willing to take the fall for new guys.
I hope that's the case.
So do I.
I do. Then we had anyway, back to NXT. We had another Aleister Black vignette,
2 in 1 night.
pretty much the same as last one.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a Raul Mendoza interview. He was looking very spiffy.
Yes,
Like,
he got the look.
looks good. He's facing Johnny Gargano next week, and he says maybe next week will not be about Gargano's return. Instead, it will be about Raul Mendoza.
Which was very clever and a nice way of making it look like, hey, I'm here too. It's not all about him.
Mendoza.
You like his voice, I can tell.
It's it's a very nice voice. Like
It's
like there's
okay.
been a few there's been a few people or Latino people who've come through WWE lately, and out of them, like Mendoza's voice does the most for me. It's just like smooth.
Yeah. What
Anyway,
was the last
well,
match? Um,
Hideo Itami
oh
versus
yeah.
Cassius Ono.
Fuck, that match was
Ono came
stiff.
out. Ono came out in his Kings jersey again this week, which would be lovely if the Kings had anyone worth a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I actually looked this up. The best player on the Kings right now is probably Vince Carter. And Vince Carter is also the oldest player in the league.
Holds up a sign of, I don't understand. I know the words you're saying, but they make no sense to me.
You watch basketball, don't you?
Not religiously.
You don't know who Vince Carter is?
Nope.
He's the guy from like shit, obviously a long time ago, but like he was like a really famous dunk guy. Nothing. Half man, half amazing. 2000 dunk contest. Like Air Canada. Nothing. God, I need to get some new friends.
uh,
I have nobody to talk about with sports. It's sad. Like I
I can
talk
talk
about them and then
hockey.
I just
I can talk hockey with
I know
you.
a little bit about hockey. I know a little bit about hockey, but like I don't know names. But like I have all this shit I want to talk about. Like, hey man, did you see the thing with Kyrie Irving and how he wants out of Cleveland and LeBron James is like and
Who
I just
doesn't
look
want
around and
out
I'm
of
like,
Cleveland?
fair point.
Looks over at the
There's a reason
Miz.
why both and Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we had Cassius Ohno versus Hideo Itami. Very stiff match. They
God,
were
those
laying
kicks
into
look
each
good.
other very good. Like as well as those elbows. Like these are two guys who are known for having body parts that fucking hurt. Like
Elbows and
Tommy with
knees,
his
son.
knees.
Elbows and knees.
Yeah, and Ono with his elbows, and just they were laying into each other. And finally, I think right at the end, Ono is looking for the rolling uh for like the discus elbow, and Tommy boop, right in the gonads.
Yeah, low blow, DQ win for Cassius, and then, and Hideo
It
proceeded
it
to beat
finally
the
happened.
Hideo proceeded to beat the absolute living shit out of Cassius.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he dropped him with two GTSs and dropped him face first onto the steel steps.
Yeah, and
That'll
that
do.
and that was NXT for this week. But I would like to bring up one quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
Big Cass and did you see the thing Tommaso Ciampa posted with Big
Oh
Cass?
yeah.
I want
My
that.
name is Tommaso Ciampa, and I am a certified psycho and a bona fide killer, and you can't teach that.
I now want those two to be a team against Johnny Gargano and Enzo Amore so
So
badly because the feud
I
writes
could get into that.
itself.
Throw in Jericho and Owens.
Yes, team I was your best friend versus team we're massively over.
Team Bastard. Team Bastards. Tommaso, Cass, and Owens.
Team I stabbed you in the back versus team we're massively over.
Team, could someone get this knife out of my back, please? It's really itchy.
Uh,
Anyway,
best thing
so the
from
only thing that
last SmackDown was Jericho returning.
that was great. Well, and the main event. The main event was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
That was a 4-star match right there.
3.5.
Dude, Jericho. I can live with that. But yeah, so the only thing that was really announced for next week's NXT was
Asuka's
Mendoza
return.
Gargano. Oh, and Asuka's return. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I think they said something about Bobby Roode like responding
Yeah, yeah.
to
Bobby
the
Roode will say
promo.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the same thing that Asuka, like she'll say something.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll have a match.
We are in get hyped for takeover time at the moment.
Which is weird because like the last or four NXTs have all had like title matches and like they've all felt really big, but now we're like
Slowing
we've
down
got
for the takeover.
yeah like we've got 3 to 4 more uh, we got 3 more episodes of NXT coming up, and it's just like kind of like coming back down off the roller coaster.
Yeah, this is where it goes. This is the this is the boring part of the roller coaster where you've hit the chain lift and you're just being pulled up, but right before the massive drop that is a takeover.
Right. So that's all for us for this week, I think.
Yeah, we will see you later next week, probably. Maybe, depending on when this comes out, later this week. Who knows? Everyone should watch Baby Driver. It is an amazing movie. Bye.